What up, YouTube? It's your boy Kevin. I'm back with another video. Peace to the guys, peace to the goddesses, peace to the kings, peace to the queens, peace to everybody tapping in, man. Peace to the business. Top of the Wednesday. Shit, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm exhausted, man. It's been a long ass day. Today was long as hell. But I'm here. This is a different type of video, bruh. Check this out. What role do you play within your circle, bruh? Like, what role are you playing within your circle? Have you ever asked yourself that? What role do you play as a friend? What role are you playing to your partner? What role are you playing to the people around you? Like, what role do you play, bro? You ever thought about that? You ever thought about, like, what role or what position are you playing within the lives of the people that you claim to care about? What role do you play within the circle that you call friends? The reason I'm asking you this is because you need to understand, like, the type of person you is, right? And in order for, like, you need to understand who you are so that you can understand the role that you play as a person. You see, one thing I've noticed, bruh, like, I'm gonna make a light example right now. Your friend group, everybody got different characteristics. Everybody got different personalities within a circle, right? Within a team, everybody got different strengths. Everybody got different weaknesses. If you got a friend group, like, every circle that you're within, right? That means y'all are supposed to be trying to accomplish a common goal. If you hanging around niggas and y'all not trying to accomplish a common goal, then you wasting your time in this life, nigga. The fuck is you doing just hanging around with niggas? If the niggas you around are not trying to accomplish a common goal with you, then you wasting time, man. So it's like, with that perspective and understanding, right? I come here to ask you, like, what role are you playing within that circle or that team that you're working in, trying to accomplish a goal? Because, bro, one thing I noticed, right? One thing I've noticed, big time, that we get wrong as niggas, especially within our circles. Everybody try to play the same position, and that's simply because of lack of understanding of self. You know, when you lack the understanding of yourself, then you try and play in positions that don't even fit you, simply because, you know, maybe that position may example look good. Like, let me make an example. In a group, you got a circle of homies, right? You got, obviously, you always have the nigga with the leadership characteristics, the nigga who's gonna lead the squad. You gonna have the funny man. You gonna have the knockdown nigga, you know, different characteristics within a team. Same as a football team, right? Football team has, I'm gonna use a football team, best example. It has strikers, wingers, midfielders, defenders, and goalkeepers, bro. Everybody plays for the same team, but they don't play the same position. Like, a goalkeeper's training is not the same training as the striker's training. You understand what I'm saying? A defender's training is not the same as a midfielder's training. The way defenders are trained and the way defenders are taught is not the same way midfielders are taught. So I say that to say, whichever position that you choose to play, right, you have to align yourself with the things that that position requires, bro. Like, if you, for example, if you're a striker, you can put that in whatever perspective you want. But for example, football, if you're a striker, you're gonna have to train like a striker, eat like a striker, think like a striker, right? This goes the same with whatever role you play within your circle, bro. This video is mostly for the circle, like, bro. The reason it's so important to understand what role you play, so that you don't experience a lot of conflicts as a team or as a circle. Because if everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, like, everything gonna be moving smooth, especially if everybody know each other. Like, bro, within your circle, everybody has to know each other. Y'all have to know the type of person that one is, the type of person that he is, the type of person that he is, so that what y'all can coexist, and so that you can be able to do things. Like, when it comes to tasks and stuff, you're able to delegate tasks accordingly based off one's strengths. But now, if you don't know your circle's strengths and weaknesses, when it comes a certain time when you got tasks that you need to execute, the delegation could be fucked up, and which makes you less efficient, because now you delegating tasks to the wrong person when, you know, if it just takes like extra effort for y'all to learn each other, like learn yourself. And I say this mostly about self, because the moment you know who you is as a person, then you choose what tasks you can tackle, assign to you. That's the thing about it. Like that's why when I speak in terms of like a team, it's more of a collective thing, right? Where you have to understand each player's strengths and weaknesses. But you, like when I'm talking to you right now, I'm saying you have to understand your strengths and weaknesses, so that when it comes a time within your circle or within, it comes a time around you where you need to do some things, where you got tasks that you need to attack. You're able to execute those tasks according to the knowledge that you have of your strengths and weaknesses. So you can always, like, the reason you need to know this is because then it's easier for you to attack tasks. Like, it's going to be much more efficient and less stressful. Like, you eliminate a lot of bullshit by understanding your role and knowing your strengths and weaknesses, bro. You eliminate a lot of bullshit. Because think about it, in a football team, think about it if defenders were thinking like strikers and strikers were thinking like defenders. That's whole backwards, right? That means defenders are trying to score goals and the strikers are trying to take the ball from the team. So at the end of the day, the team is going to become so fucked up because defenders end up playing forward, leaving the back compromised. The strikers are in the front. They're going to try to take the ball from the front, leaving the back compromised. In the end, you end up losing the whole game because nobody's playing their position. Nobody understands their position. As a defender, they got strengths, right? Most of the defenders' strength, for example, is physicality. Strength, defense, like it's the strengths are there. Like they got very much higher badges within this. Strikers, they pace. I'll say speed, shooting, stuff like that allows you to strike. Those are their strengths. Same goes for you. In this matrix, bro, in this game, you got strengths, you got weaknesses. Understand. Learn your weaknesses, learn your strengths. Learn if you're an emotional person. Like, for example, emotional intelligence might be a weakness of yours. Emotional intelligence might be a strength. These are the attributes I'm saying you should be able to pick up. Are you a charismatic person? Because in a circle, you always gonna find that one funny charismatic nigga who's very attractive to people. Like, you always gonna attract people. You have to understand if this is a superpower of yours or is this a weakness. Are you not charismatic? Like, that's why I say understand what role you play. So when I start bringing things like these up, I hope you understand what I'm saying. Understand what type of person you is, bro. Are you quick to anger? If you're quick to anger, you need to note that down too. That's most likely a weakness. That's a weakness because you lack in emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? So emotional intelligence, charisma, strength, brain capacity, like your level of intelligence, you have to measure these things. Literally, bro. Literally. Like, you have to. That's the only way you're gonna know yourself, you're gonna learn yourself, bro. That's the only way. So this is just a thought that I have for real. Like, what role do you play within your circle? What role are you playing within your team? What role do you play in people's lives, bro? Like, as the man that you is, what role is you playing based off the things that you know about yourself, nigga? This shit is really easy, bro. You ain't gotta do too much because, like, most of the time when you struggle, right? And when I mean struggle, like when you're just trying to do something. And you know how sometimes you see how somebody makes some shit look easy, and when you try to do it, it's hard. That's because, bro, they got it could be more experience, or they just naturally more talented, or they just naturally stronger in that department than you. It's like that. So most of the time when you're struggling with some shit, it's because, bro, you're weak in that area. That's it. Like, you just need to work in that area and it's gonna improve. So understand the parts that you're weak within this matrix. Like, understand what makes you kind of weak when you're moving around. Like, that's another video, to be honest. Understand what makes you strong. Understand your strengths. Your strengths are gonna be things that maybe people have pointed out to you. People might have complimented you on some shit that could be a strength. Like, bro, you got a really like, maybe for example, like, you really got a nice smile. Like, bro, me, I don't be smiling a lot, right? But I've been told, like, every time when I smile, they tell me, like, you should smile a lot more. And I'm like, okay, cool, maybe I could. Like, they tell me to smile a lot more is gonna make people approach me more, because I don't really be smiling. Like, I got a real mean ass face, but it's not mean. Like, it just be me. You know what I'm saying? So people tell me to smile more, and I know that, like, my smile is one of my superpowers for it. Because when I smile, you can't hate me. Nigga, I say anything to you. But if I see you ain't gonna hate. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna smile back. And I've seen that happen. So that's the strength of mine. It's my smile. I know my handsomeness is a strength. You have to understand what strengths you have as a man, like, and use them accordingly, bro. That's literally why I made this video, just to tell you that. Understand yourself so you can easier move, easier maneuver this matrix. Understanding yourself allows you to remove yourself from situations that don't like align with you, right? Align with who you is. That's the whole point of knowing yourself. That's the whole point of knowing your role, bruh. Because sometimes you're gonna end up putting yourself in situations that you don't want to be simply because you don't know yourself, and then you're like, fuck, no, I'm here. What then? You know what I'm saying? Like, you end up doing things that you didn't want to do simply because you didn't know who you is, and then when you get into that situation, it's like, fuck, but nah, well, what the fuck am I doing? This don't align with me. You end up you lose a lot of dignity. You lose a lot of dignity just by doing that. That's almost selling your soul, because lack of knowledge, but lack of self-knowledge is like it's the worst thing, bro. You have to know yourself so that you can see shit coming from a distance. Like, that's why I say, like, emotional intelligence is the ability to know. Like, you have to know if you get angry quick, because if you know that, yo, I get angry quick, right? You're gonna avoid situations that are gonna piss you off. That's emotional intelligence that I'm talking about. If you know that you get sad very fast, then obviously you're gonna avoid situations and simulations that are gonna cause you to be sad, especially if you can see it coming. Sometimes you don't see things coming, but sometimes you can. And when you see them things coming, you can maneuver and remove yourself from the situation. That's the whole point of understanding yourself. You know what I'm saying? But in order for you to understand yourself, bro, you need to put in the work. Like, you ain't just gonna sit down one day and learn yourself. This shit is a day-to-day thing. You have to be constantly studying yourself. Like, bro, you are literally the lab, nigga. The scientist is you, but the lab is also your body. And the lab, bro, is your body, nigga. Everything is happening here. So you have to study yourself, man. Understand what role you play within the life that you live in. Understand what role you play within the life of others as a man, bro. But hey, that's just a late night Wednesday thought I thought I should bring up to y'all, man. I literally just came from the gym. I had a long day today, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. It was long. But then I just came from the gym. Good session. Hit the sauna. You know what I'm saying? Trained me a little bit of chest, you know what I'm saying? I was in that bitch like East. In that bitch like East. Going crazy. So I'm saying. But hey, man, I hope you're taking care of yourself. That's just a thought that I had. I thought I should share with y'all. I thought I should make y'all aware. Like, be aware of what role you're playing. What role do you play, bro, in this life, in this matrix, in your circle, within your loved ones? What role are you playing, bro? You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you might not be developed enough to actually play a role in other people's lives, but that's okay, because you still got your life to play. You still got a role to play in your life. So work on that, bro. Once you're working on the role that you play for yourself, sooner or later, bro, you might have some people that you can help and shit. But you ain't gotta focus on that right now, bro. It's just to remind you that learn yourself and understand what role you play. And with that being said, man, I'm gonna check y'all out on the next one. I love you. Peace.